Stop telling ADHD people that we are being too sensitive. We are not being too sensitive. We are more sensitive. Here's an open access meta-analysis that assessed the findings of 30 different studies and found that, surprise, surprise, ADHD people have different sensory processing than neurotypical peers. Most of the studies reviewed focused on children, but some did mention adults. The studies showed that people with ADHD have more severe differences in the way that they sense than people who are neurotypical. They used these different categories to analyze the way that people were sensing within a variety of the different studies, including whether or not they were sense avoiding versus sensory seeking, sensory discrimination, differences in the way that they sense things in terms of which sense. And they found sometimes it's like you're more sensitive to one sense and you're less sensitive than your neurotypical peers to another sense. But the point is that we all sense differently. What's so interesting is that none of the current practice guidelines for ADHD management include specific information about differences in sensory processing. However, this knowledge has permeated the psychology realm enough that you can find a therapist that does support people who are called highly sensitive people, HSP. It is a term that is currently being used amongst psychotherapists. I personally benefited tremendously from finding a therapist who recognized me as an HSP and gave me tools to be able to cope with the world differently as a highly sensitive person. This is not a bad thing. In fact, I personally believe that my increased sensing is a gift. It makes me better at my job as an osteopathic physician. However, is it a huge inconvenience at times? Yeah, of course. I do a lot of crafting my life in order to make myself feel more comfortable. I purchase things all of the time, like clothing based on texture. I eat food based on the way that it feels in my mouth. I prefer that mouth feel over taste. If something tastes not that good, like baby food, but it feels amazing when I eat it, I'm gonna eat it. There's nothing wrong with you. You are just different. I'm here to support every single difference that you offer to this world because your differences make you unique and the world needs the unique expression that you are to be able to shine and to thrive. Follow me if you like more content like this because I talk about the science of your unique body all the time on my channel.